everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel Destiny Moon Tarot. Today's reading is going to be yet another reading in my future spouse series. In today's reading, I'm going to be finding out what first impressions you and your future spouse are going to create on each other. I've already done the reading. I always film the outro after I have finished filming the reading. And today's reading was very interesting, to say the least. So I'm really excited for you to watch this reading. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about it. I always love hearing back from you. So let's quickly get into your reading. As always, I have 3 groups prepared for you guys. We have group number 1 with the lapis lazuli heart crystal. We have group number 2 with the rose quartz heart crystal. And we have group number 3 with the green aventurine heart crystal. So you can pick either one or multiple of these groups intuitively by either looking at the cards down here or the crystals up here. And once you have made your decision, you can find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading in the description box below, along with a link to follow me on Instagram. And I will see you all in your reading. Hi group 1, if you chose the lapis lazuli heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what first impressions you and your future spouse are going to create on each other. The first thing that I'm going to do is get your pre-shuffled oracle cards out, and this is going to tell me first how your future spouse is going to view you, you know, what their first impression of you is going to be like. So we have you and your loved ones are safe. We have true offering, love, wild, the tree, and the clover. Okay, so group number 1, straight off the bat, I feel like the first impression that you're going to create on your future spouse is going to be that you are very close to your family members. You get along with your family really well. You're probably really close to your family members. You have a very tight-knit kind of group of people who love and support you unconditionally. I think they're going to feel like you've had a very solid foundation as a child. And that, you know, your family dynamics is really good, and that you are very protective over your loved ones, but also your loved ones are very protective over you. I think they're going to have this impression of you where they're going to feel like you have probably been pampered and sheltered in your life a lot. I feel like they're going to think that you have been given everything that you have ever wanted. They're almost going to feel like you are a very spoiled child, in the sense that, you know, you have been protected by your loved ones, so much so that you haven't really faced a lot of hardships in your life, and anything that you ever wanted was very easily given to you. I think they are going to feel like you're a very happy-go-lucky, blessed, abundant, just, you know, a lucky child basically, who bad things have not really happened to, or like, you know, difficult situations haven't really been something that you have experienced a lot of in your life. I feel like that's the first impression that they're going to have of you, and I think you are going to come across that way because you, when you are presenting yourself, you are going to be very honest, very open, very truthful, very authentic. You know, you're not going to have any inhibitions while you're having a conversation with them. I think who you are is exactly who you are going to be when you're presenting yourself to your future spouse, whether it's you having a conversation with them, or you meeting them, or you know, like there's nothing about you that you're going to change, or, you know, it's not like you'll be trying very hard to impress your future spouse. You're just going to come across as someone who is very honest and truthful and authentic, and this is just how you are. Like, what they see is exactly what they're going to get. Like, you don't really have your walls up because, you know, you've never been hurt in your life, which may or may not be true. I mean, we've all been through things in our life, but I think the first impression that you're going to create on your future spouse is that of someone who's very secure in themselves, very authentic, very truthful, very lovable, very loving, very caring, giving, just a very like a soft, kind of gentle, kind person. I think that's what the first impression is going to be like on your future spouse. Having said that, with the wild card here, I also do feel like maybe this person is going to feel like they still want to have conversations with you and they still want to talk to you, because maybe what they're going to feel is that their first impression of you is just you putting your best foot forward, and they basically want to know more about you, and they want to know whether you have any like insecurities that you're maybe just really good at hiding. Okay, that's what they want to know, because there is this feeling that even though you seem like this really nice and kind and gentle person up front, there's almost also like this very soft feminine energy that I'm getting from you. You don't have to be a female. I mean, this is just the energy that I'm picking up. But I do think that your future spouse is going to feel like there is a wild side to you. There is a side to you that maybe even your friends and your family haven't seen, and maybe that is something that they will like want to see, like they would want to be close to you, so they would be privy to this side of you, to this wild side of you. So I think that is something that is going to kind of make them want to meet you again, or like make them want to get you know better, because their first impression of you is going to be something that's a little bit too good to be true. I don't think they're going to believe that you are just this very stable, secure person, and you're just very open and honest, and just like have all of your cards laid out on the table. I think they're going to, maybe they're someone who has trust issues, or I don't know, they're just gonna have a hard time believing what they see and like taking that as face value. Their first impression of you is either going to be that this is just like a front that you have, like this good girl or this good boy front that you have, and on the inside you're actually really wild, or they're going to feel like you're this really nice person, but you can also be really wild and like spontaneous and crazy, and they just want to know if this is too good to be true, basically. I'm now going to be shuffling the tarot of the divine to get some more information about what first impression you are going to create on your future spouse. So let's see, what first impression are you going to create on your future spouse? So we have the Page of Cups and we have the 9 of Coins. This is just like reiterating exactly what I was talking about. We also have the Page of Swords and the 2 of Coins. Yeah, your bottom deck energy is the 5 of Cups. So yeah, there is this feeling that like how some people are very bright and happy and they're the ones who've been through the most in their life. I feel like at some point while they're having a conversation with you, group number 1, your future spouse might feel like that's the kind of person you are, that you are someone who is very like upfront with communication. You just say what's on your mind, you're very clear, you're very vocal about how you're feeling and how you're able to express yourself and articulate yourself, and that you're very charming, and you come across as someone who's very friendly and happy and outgoing. But I think they are going to feel like there is more to you, and I think by the end of like this one conversation that they've had with you, or like by the end of the night or whatever, I don't know when you're going to be meeting each other and when this first impression is going to be created, but I do feel like at the end of it they are going to want to get to know you better, because they feel like behind this very stable, independent, abundant person is someone who maybe has struggles, who maybe kind of lives kind of like a double life, where, you know, like I was saying, maybe your family thinks that you're one type of person but you're actually a different type of person altogether, or like, you know, this is just the kind of persona that you have created to express yourself in the world, but then your true authentic self is, you know, one that's a little bit struggling, or just like, you know, not as fun and bubbly and outgoing as you seem to be. Okay, so I do feel like the first impression that your future spouse is going to have of you is that there's more to you. There is more to you. Like, if this is who you are, then they want to know exactly how you've stayed so pure. But if this is not who you are, they want to see the real you. Like, they want to see what's behind the mask that you put on when you go out in the world. Now let's get into what first impression your future spouse is going to have on you. So let me just clear this up, and then we're gonna get into that part of your reading. So again, group number 1, I will be starting off with getting your oracle cards first. So we have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn, truth, trust, spring, the book, and the ring. So the first impression that you are going to have of your future spouse is going to be that of someone who has been through a lot in their life and has overcome a lot in their life. I feel like the first impression that you're going to have of your future spouse is someone who has a lot of potential. Because of what they've been through and because of what they've overcome, I think you're going to really appreciate just their strength to be able to overcome these challenges, and also how grounded that they have still remained. Okay, how honest and truthful they have still remained, even though maybe they would have faced challenges or they would have faced betrayals, but they have still remained very true and authentic to who they are. And that is something that you're really going to appreciate about them, and that is going to make you want to trust them. It'll almost feel like you can trust them because they have been through so much in their life that they would never want to put anyone else through that. And there's just this feeling that they would never put you through a difficult situation, or there's just this trust that even if a difficult situation arises in your relationship, you can trust this person to deal with it maturely and to, you know, overcome that difficult situation. I don't know how this is a first impression that you're having, because this seems like a very strong first impression to have of someone, but I feel like that's what I'm getting here. I feel like there is a lot of potential in this person and in this connection, and you feel like if you get to know them better, if they somehow open up to you more, then this could lead to commitment. This could lead to a very solid foundation. For some reason, I'm also getting that the first impression that your future spouse could create on you is that the minute you see them, or the minute that you have a conversation with them, you kind of start picturing in your mind you getting married to this person. There's a feeling here of, like, you know, wanting to take things really fast, and, you know, just like there's this comfort that you have with them that's going to make you want to rush into this, because you feel like this is something that you can completely trust. It's like you don't mind free falling into them, into their energy. Like, that's the feeling that I'm getting here. Let's get some tarot cards for you. So I'm going to be live shuffling the Tarot of the Divine to get some more information about what first impression your future spouse is going to be creating on you. So here we have the King of Coins, the Two of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Wands. Yes, your bottom deck energy is the Star. So yeah, you do see a lot of potential in them. You see a lot of potential in your connection. You almost feel like this is your dream come true. You feel like this is someone who you can trust blindly. And yeah, there is this feeling here with the Eight of Wands that there is this need for you to kind of rush into this, because there's something very solid, very traditional, very grounded about them. You feel like this is someone who you can depend on. The song that I just heard was that song from The Sound of Music. You are 16 going on 17. That's the song that I heard, and there's a line in that song where the girl says, I am 16, you are 17, I'll depend on you. So it's kind of that energy, like, you know, this person just seems very dependable to you. So there is this feeling that, like, your intuition is kind of telling you that you can completely trust this person with all of your heart, because there's something very grounded, very solid about this person. So I feel like that's the first impression that your future spouse is going to be having on you. Group number one, I'm gonna end your reading right here. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this reading. Give this reading a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group 2, if you chose the rose quartz heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what first impression you and your future spouse are going to be creating on each other. So first up, let's find out what first impression you are going to be creating on your future spouse. I already have all of your oracle cards pre-shuffled here. I will be getting into tarot as well, but here we have communication is key, new moon in Gemini, money, direction, music, the bouquet, and the ship. Okay, so first things first, I feel like your future spouse is going to think that you are really good at communicating. You're just someone who just knows what to say, when to say it. You're very articulate. You are very sure of what it is that you want to say. You are maybe an extrovert, and you have a lot of friends, and you talk a lot. That's the kind of first impression that they're going to have of you, group number 2. I do feel like this is someone who thinks that, you know, you have a lot of friends, and you are someone who's very charming and someone who can have a conversation with just about anyone. It's very easy for you to network with people. It's very easy for you to start a conversation with anyone, have a conversation with anyone, engage in a conversation with absolutely anyone, irrespective of age, gender, race. You know, like, I think this person is going to think that you have a lot of friends and you're very sociable. You are someone who has, yeah, just a lot of friends. I'm seeing, like, you know, this like almost socialite kind of energy here. So yeah, maybe they're going to think that you're someone who's very popular. That's a word that just popped out for me. So yeah, they're going to think you're very popular. But at the same time, with the bouquet, I think they are going to feel like you are very charming, very charismatic, very gentle, very elegant. There is this quality of you where, you know, like, when you talk to people, it's not just because you want to gather information or, like, you know, collect gossip. That's not the kind of communication you have. You have this very nurturing side to you where you feel like if you are talking to someone, you want to really understand what's going on in their life. You actually want to have, you know, open communication. You want to have a good conversation with people. Like, there's substance to the conversations that you have with people. I feel like that's something that your future spouse is going to think of you, and that's like the first impression that you're going to create on them. With the ship, I feel like they're going to feel like either you have traveled a lot, like you're very well traveled, you're very well read, you're very, like, you know, you have like like a well of knowledge, like a treasure chest of knowledge, because of how much you have traveled. And I feel like maybe that's why they think that your conversations are really good, because you know how to talk to people. Or maybe that's why they feel like you have a lot to talk about, because you've seen a lot, because you know a lot, and there's a lot of wisdom that you have to share within you. But I also feel like this could mean, the ship right here could also mean that they maybe have like similar interests as you as to where you would like to travel. So maybe like your travel bucket list is very similar, or like maybe you have already been to places that they would like to go to, or maybe you have been to the same places, or maybe you'd like to go to the same places. That's an energy that I'm getting here. But with money and direction, what I am getting is that maybe your future spouse is going to feel like either you already have a lot of money and they're going to kind of judge you based on the prejudice they have in their mind over people who have a lot of money. Okay, so maybe like in their mind, this is what rich people are like, or this is what people who have money are like, and they're going to try and fit you in that box. Or this person is going to feel like maybe you are interested in money and interested in them because of their money. So there is this feeling, I mean, this is a general reading, so take it as it resonates. This might come across as you either having a lot of money and them feeling a little bit insecure because they feel like you're rubbing the amount of money that you have in their face and you're being a little bit arrogant about it. Or they might feel insecure that you have more money than them, or they might feel like you are very focused on money and like that's where all of your energy is directed towards, like money is where your mind is at. Or this could also mean that this person might think that you are interested in them because of their money. Okay, so there is this like gold digger kind of energy here as well. I'm not saying that you are a gold digger, I'm just saying that there's like 4 possibilities that I see with the money and the direction card, and I feel like you are a better judge of taking what resonates with you. I mean, I'm not judging. I feel like money is something that's very important, and we live in a very materialistic world, and if you have money, that means that you can live a comfortable life. So wanting a comfortable life and wanting money is not a bad thing. I know we kind of have this idea that if you are very money minded, or if money is what you run behind, then you're very shallow and superficial. But I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, we all want different things from life, and if you want money, then that's not a bad thing. It's not good or bad. I think it's just very normal and natural for us to want the things that we want. I mean, if our soul is resonating with something, then that's just how it's supposed to be. That's just where our calling is. And if our calling is making money or having money, then there's nothing really wrong with that. There's this very Aquarius Gemini kind of a feeling that I'm getting from this group. So you might be either an Aquarius or a Gemini, or have those placements very heavily in your chart, or you might just have that energy. And I think this person is somewhere a little bit intimidated by that, or at least that's the first impression that you create in their mind. Irrespective of what they think about you, you are going to be their future spouse. So I don't think them feeling like you're a gold digger is going to matter a lot, even if that is something that they're thinking about, because yeah, I mean, they're gonna end up marrying you anyway. So yeah, but maybe that's just the first impression that they have of you. So maybe that is going to change further down as they get to know you better, or maybe that's just something that they will understand is just part and parcel of life, and that's just who you are, and they will learn to accept that. Let's life shuffle the tarot of the divine to find out what first impression you are going to create on your future spouse. Let's get some more clarity on this money and this direction. Okay, let's just really find out what your future spouse is thinking, why this money card has showed up. Okay. So we have the 7 of coins and we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. I want 2 more cards. We have the 5 of Cups and we have the Magician. Okay. Your bottom deck energy is Temperance. Okay, so this is giving me a completely different idea. So I don't think they think you're a gold digger at all. I think they think that you are money minded or focused on money is because you have big goals, big dreams. There's a lot that you want to achieve and there's a lot that you can achieve and you know what your power is. Okay, and maybe by the time you meet them you already have like a very successful avenue of money, or maybe you have worked like put in work or like put in investments into place that have helped you make this money. And I also feel like maybe something in your past has happened where you maybe didn't have enough money, or there's something in your life that you went through that was related to money, which is why you have this connection with money. And that's going to be very clear to them. Like they're going to understand why, why money or materialistic things are important to you. And they're going to realize that it's not superficial. It's because you have either really worked hard for it, or are working really hard for it, or have the potential to make a lot of money and you know it, or there's just something that happened in the past that was related to money that has really like been the driving force for a lot of passion and creativity in your life. But your first impression on your future spouse is that money definitely is a driving force in your life. Like it's one of those things that is really important to you. So this is the first impression you are going to be creating on your future spouse. Group number 2, let's clear this up and find out what impression your future spouse is going to be creating on you. So here we have faith in your dreams. We have courage. We have sanctuary. We have winter, the sun, and the stork. So the first impression that your future spouse is going to be creating on you is that I think you're going to feel like they have very big dreams. They are someone who's a bit of a planner. They would like to do a lot of things. They have big plans, big goals for the future, and they have the courage to go after those plans, to make those plans a possibility. They are someone who's very optimistic, very confident that everything that they dream of can actually come true. They have all of their ducks in a row. Like, this is someone who like has a 5-year plan and has a backup plan of that 5-year plan. And you're gonna find like, safety with them. You're gonna feel like with them you're going to be very safe, very at peace, very zen. Like you don't have to worry about their intentions towards you. Like there's something here that's going to make you feel like, even though you just met this person and this is like the first impression that they're creating on you, you will feel like, there is this sense of dependability that this person has. They'll kind of feel like home. With the stork right here, I do feel like you're going to think that this person has the potential to be a really good father or a really good mother. Like this is someone who on paper has their life sorted. That's the first impression they're going to create on you. Group number 2. Let's now shuffle the tarot of the divine to find out more information about what first impression your future spouse is going to be creating on you. What are you going to think of your future spouse? There's the Fool. The 4 of Cups. the Six of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Bottom deck energy is the Knight of Swords. Their optimism is just the first thing that's going to pop out for you. Like, this is someone who's always looking at the brighter side of things. This is someone who's so confident and brave and just like so secure in themselves, and just like are so sure of themselves that they know that they are going to achieve all of their dreams and all of their goals, and they have the courage to go after those dreams and after those goals. They have the optimism for that. Yeah, this is someone who is very spontaneous. A life with them, with this person, with your future spouse, is going to be full of, you know, possibilities, of new beginnings. Like, your life is not going to be the way that you had pictured it, but in the best way possible. I do feel like with the Fool, this person might come across as someone who is a bit unrealistic with how realistic they are, but I think their optimism and just how sure they are of their own capabilities is going to be really impressive to you, because I think you are going to realize that this person is not impulsive. There's like a certain level of planning that has gone behind their planning. Like, they've experienced a lot, they've learned a lot, and they know that they are going to be able to achieve their dreams because they have faith in like this higher power, but they also have faith in their own capabilities. With the Temperance as your bottom deck energy, I do feel like by the end of this date or whatever this is, wherever you're going to be meeting or however you are going to have this impression of your future spouse, I do feel like you're going to feel this person is very balanced. Like, they have big dreams that may or may not be achievable, but they also are at the same time very grounded. Like, they know how much of it they will be able to achieve and how much maybe they're not able to achieve. So, you know, like a conversation that you might have before this person creates a first impression on you could be that, you know, I would very much like to be a billionaire, and I would like to live this kind of a lifestyle, and this is how I'm going to go about doing that. So, you know, maybe them being a billionaire is something that you're going to feel like that's not very practical and very realistic, but you are somehow going to believe in their process. Like, the process as to how they're going to get to becoming a billionaire is going to seem very solid to you. So I think, you know, the impression that you're going to have of them is that maybe you won't be a billionaire, maybe you will, but you definitely will be successful because your plan makes sense, because your plan is feasible to a certain level. So that's the reading that I have for you guys. Let me know what you thought about this reading. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment about what you thought about this reading, and also subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group 3, if you chose the green aventurine heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what your future spouse's first impression is going to be of you, and then we're going to get into what your first impression of your future spouse is going to be. So here we have your oracle cards. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. We have aging, we have hardship, we have color, the birds, the coffin, and you have an extra card, which is the Tower. Where do I want to keep this? We'll just keep it here because I think this is more fitting. Okay, so group number 3, the first impression that you are going to be creating on your future spouse is going to be that of someone who has officially ended a very difficult chapter in your life, and you are now looking forward to something good, something better. Okay, you have done a lot of inner work, you have done a lot of inner healing, and I think you're ready. You're in a place where you are ready to start something new, to begin something new with positivity and not bring, like, you know, emotional baggage from the past. That is something that I think your future spouse is going to notice about you and really appreciate about you. And that's going to be their first impression of you. I think they're going to feel like you have been through a lot of hardships in your life, but you have not let that, you know, affect the kind of person that you are, or affect the kind of love and, you know, nurturing energy that you bring to the table. Like, you know, you like I said, have done the inner work. You have forgiven the people of the past. You have forgiven yourself for all of your past mistakes. You know, you've overcome all of your hardships, and you don't have like any emotional baggage, is what I feel your future spouse is going to think about you. Something else that they will really appreciate is that your past is in the past. Like, that's the first impression that they're going to have of you, that you're ready for the future and you're ready with optimism and just, like, you know, ready with a lot of love and positivity in your heart, and that's how you want to move forward. I think they're also really going to appreciate that when you talk about your exes or talk about the past, you don't talk ill of them, of the people in your past. You don't, you know, try to come across as the victim. I think you like take accountability for where you might have been the toxic person, or where you would have made a mistake or just done someone else wrong. I do feel like there's this sense of emotional maturity about you that your future spouse is going to be really impressed with. And that's like the first impression that they're going to have of you, that you're very emotionally mature, and that, you know, your hardships and like your challenges of your past and the negativity of your past is in the past, and it hasn't affected the kind of person you are or you are going to be in the future. That's something that I see here. Let's shuffle the Tarot of the Divine to find out more information about what your future spouse's first impression of you is going to be like. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups. We have Temperance. We also had Temperance as the bottom deck energy for the previous group. But yeah, this is making sense to me. We have the Four of Coins. And we have the Three of Coins. Yeah, so with the Four of Coins and Three of Coins, something that I can see immediately is that, you know, you're not holding on to your past anymore. You're open to collaborating, to having conversations, to letting another person come into your life without holding on to the pain of the past, without, you know, holding on to the emotional baggage of the past, for sure. We have the Five of Coins as your bottom deck energy. So yeah, I do feel like this person might think that you're very brave and you're very in tune with who you are and very in touch with your inner self, because they will feel like you have probably overcome something that a lot of people wouldn't be able to. I think this person is going to say things like, you know, if something like that happened to me, I wouldn't be this strong, or I wouldn't behave this emotionally maturely. Like, you have been through so much in life, but then you don't come across as the victim. You don't portray yourself as the victim, and you also don't speak ill of the people who have probably done you wrong in the past. Like, you're not petty. You're not petty is what I'm hearing. You're not petty, and they're going to really appreciate that about you. They're going to be very impressed with that. Like, there are a lot of things about you that they're going to really like. They're going to like how strong you are. They're going to like how in touch you are with yourself. They're going to like just how you know, like your personality, how you speak. There's like just a lot of things that they're going to really like about you from the get-go. I also feel like this person is going to see a lot of themselves in you, which is why I think that they are going to, you know, have this immediate kind of connection with you. It'll almost feel like there are parts of themselves that they see in you that they really like. There is this feeling that you kind of mirror each other. This is soulmate energy for sure, but this could also be like, you know, twin flame energy. And I just feel like, yeah, this is just someone who, like, their first impression of you is going to be that you guys have a lot in common, that they see a lot of themselves in you, or like who you are is who they aim to becoming. Like, you would be a really good influence in their life. That's the first impression that they are going to have of you. Now let's just clear up this reading right here and find out what first impression they are going to create on you. Okay, what's the first impression that you'll have of them? Let's find out. Again, I have all of your oracle cards pre-shuffled here. So we have bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius, despair, independence, sprout, the bear, and the letter. So yeah, again, I'm getting like similar messages. So yeah, there is this feeling that you also see a lot of yourself in them. There is just a lot of mirroring that's happening here. I feel like you are also really impressed with how independent they are, even though they have maybe, you know, have moments of despair in the past. You're going to be really impressed with how they're able to bring love into this situation with you without bringing up the past. You will feel like this person is also very independent, and they have done a lot of shadow work, inner healing. They have really, you know, matured and like grown up from the past, and they have left the past in the past. And even though they had a difficult past, they're not going to bring that energy into the future with you. And I think from the get-go, you are going to feel like there is a lot of potential for growth in your connection with your future spouse. This is going to feel like someone who you can depend on. You can, you know, it'll almost feel like you're on the same page as each other. Again, with that mirroring energy. You might also think that this person is very romantic. Like they have, they say very sweet things. You might really love their voice, or you might like the way that they speak to you, or just like, you know, the way that they describe you, or just, I don't know, I feel like there is this very romantic energy that I'm picking up from them. Let's shuffle the Tarot of the Divine again to find out some more information about this. So we have the 5 of Coins, yeah, which was the bottom deck energy in your reading. So yeah, there is this feeling that they have been through a lot, which you can somehow relate to, and also, you know, like not just relate to, but also, you know, sympathize with. And again, there is like, you know, this level that we're both stuck out in the cold, so we can both understand each other, and we can both kind of help each other and support each other, and just like, you know, yeah, there's just this energy that you guys can transform. Like there's already a level of transformation that has happened within both of your lives. Maybe like you've experienced similar things. For most of you, I'm getting that this is like heartbreak. You have maybe faced similar kind of situations when it comes to love, and that has helped you grow into the person that you both are as individuals. So like that transformation has happened for both of you, and that kind of helps you relate to each other better and sympathize with each other better, and also just get along with each other better. Yeah. And I think that's why you mirror each other's energies, because I think you've been through similar things. We have the King of Cups and we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, there is this very nurturing, emotional, sensitive side to them. I feel like they are very much in control of their emotions, which is again something that you are really going to like about your future spouse. It's like that's the first impression that you're going to have of your future spouse, that they are very sensitive towards how they portray themselves and also others to you. So again, this person might not speak ill of their exes or speak ill of the people who have done them wrong. Yeah, they're going to be very good with their words. They're going to be very sensitive, very understanding. But with the Page of Wands next to the letter, I do feel like this person has like this fiery energy to them, which you're really going to enjoy. Like there's a good balance here. Like you have the Temperance card and there's like a balance here as well with the fire and the water. Like you will feel like your future spouse is emotional and understanding and in touch with their emotions, but at the same time they're also like outgoing and spontaneous and fun and not boring. We have the Empress as the bottom deck energy. So yeah, you are going to feel like there is this nurturing energy to them. You will feel like there is a lot of potential for growth within your relationship with each other. There's this feeling that you are going to treat each other really well, with a lot of respect, with a lot of love, with a lot of nurturing. Again, with the Empress card, I also feel like this is someone who you can see, like, you know, them being the potential mother or the father of their children, or like, you know, it's kind of going to feel like both of you coming together is just very nurturing and very like it's a very caring connection. Like you guys are going to have a relationship that's based on a lot of trust and understanding and respect for each other and for each other's past, for each other's emotions, for each other's strength. Two peas in a pod is something that I just heard. It's gonna feel like you're two peas in a pod. It's both of you against the world. That's what it's gonna feel like. Like you're very similar people, like you have a lot in common. So yeah, this is giving me major soulmate and twin flame energy. So yeah, that's the reading that I have for you guys, group number 3. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.